The 2023 season kicked off with a bang in Cape Town, South Africa. Because it was the first time the event was run here, it was an open event, allowing for both amateurs, professional freestylers and professional wave riders.
I haven't been on freestyling for a long time. I don't even have a freestyle board anymore.
And the location offered an exciting new prospect. A competition that could be run on both flat water and waves within the same day. Let's see what went down on the flat water side of things.
It's getting pretty gnarly now.
I'm like way overpowered.
It's so much fun. It's really windy out there.
With the winds only getting stronger, the finals looked to be the pinnacle of the event. Here we saw two past freestyle world champions facing off against each other. Wave sailor Mark Pare and young talent Mathis Mollard. In an exciting super high wind final, it was Mark Pare who took the win. As the riders arrived on the coast, it was clear conditions would be gnarly.
We head to the ocean, huh?
Got logo high sets once in a while, so it's cooking.
The freestylers tried to keep up with the wave sailors on home turf, but unfortunately stood no chance, especially against the mighty Mark Pare, who in the end managed to take the win. In the women's, it was the Swiss rider Pauline Katz on her Freestyle Pro Tour debut who claimed victory. The season was now well and truly kicked off, and the riders were ready to travel to another exotic location. Welcome to Bonaire. This is known as the Mecca of freestyle windsurfing. This event saw the return to competition of Lennart Neubauer. After 1.5 years out due to injury, his lack of results from the previous year meant he had no seeding and was straight up against Steven van Broekhoven, 5-time European champion. The young Greek Neubauer made it clear that he's back, beating one of the most decorated freestyle windsurfers of all time. Alongside him, there was more young talent showing that they meant business. Bodie Kempen and Nigel Hart both making it into the top 4. The single elimination was sailed between Joep Schmidt and Lennart Neubauer. Joep Schmidt was cheered on by his home crowd and showed why he's the king of this spot.
An amazing feeling, winning on my home spot and with such good guys in the seating as well, you know. It's wow, it feels great.
In freestyle windsurfing, it's customary to run a comeback round, where each competitor has the chance to fight their way back up the ladder. Jentel Kers soon made a comeback and once again was starting to challenge for the top positions. But he soon hit an obstacle in the shape of Lennart Neubauer, who was ready to defend his position against the world and European champion. What followed was an amazing display of modern freestyle moves between the two riders. A win against Kers would mean so much to Neubauer, who was trying to prove himself against the big established names like Jentel Kers. With victory, he would now get to challenge Joep for the event win.
Probably the best year of my life. and with 5-6. I was a little bit confused.
Obviously, Joop at his home spot is gonna light it up.
After his injury, his comeback, he's the guy to beat, man.
Halfway through the dramatic final, Lennart Neubauer decided to make a gear change due to the ever lighter winds. Schmidt steams on and fills his score sheet relentlessly, putting Neubauer at a disadvantage. So Lennart Neubauer concedes victory to Joop Schmidt. But from the crystal blue waters of Bonaire, it was now on to the Neusiedler Sea in Austria for the first big scoring event of the year. After Bonaire, Lennart Neubauer was feeling confident and was here to take the win. Missing in Bonaire, but coming out of the starting gates very strong in Austria, was Jacopo Testa, the 2022 European champion. Neubauer had an entirely new challenge as he faced Testa in the final of the single elimination. With similar wind conditions to Bonaire, Neubauer seemed to be a little more comfortable and managed to secure the win. The European Freestyle Pro Tour in Austria always attracts a big crowd. And that makes it the perfect place to try out the new tow-in windsurfing concept. Synchronized tow-in was showcased for the first time ever and was very much appreciated by the fans. The new format showcased both elegance and technical skill for the crowd on the shore. What a great way to end a day of competition. After a relaxed day of towing, it was now time for the customary comeback round, and the comeback king, Jentel Kers, was as impressive as always.
Not something unfamiliar I have done. I have done many comebacks. Unfortunately, I got stopped by a really strong Steven van Broekhoven. You know, Steven is the man standing for so many years and he still got it, so I'm stoked for him.
Van Broekhoven made short work of Testa in the next round, which meant he faced Lennart in the grand final. A battle of generations ensued that saw one of the most decorated riders in the world of freestyle going up against a man who'd never won an event before. Youth beat experience as Lennart Neubauer took his first ever victory in Austria.
It's my dream since I started windsurfing to win an event, and it's the first year where I was actually competitive. Well, it's a very special moment for me. The yellow lycra, as you might all know on the EFPT, means I'm officially the tour leader. Hopefully I can maintain it till the end of the year and get my first European title.
The title race was now up and running. But before heading to the next continental event, it was time for another Proving Grounds event. This time, the German Freestyle Battles, the National Freestyle Championships in Fehmarn, Germany. It has one of the largest freestyle scenes in the world, with the event attracting more than 50 riders.
The freestyle scene in Germany, I would say, is quite special. It's really a community project.
In the the women's fleet, conditions allowed the entire single elimination to be held in one day. The final saw Elena Dominik going toe-to-toe with Lena Erpenstein.
Ein Riesenapplaus, Platz 1, Lena Erpenstein.
I'm stoked that I could show everything that I can.
On the men's side, it was between Felix Volkart and Julian Weimar. The judges favoured the former.
Quite cool. First time for me, so yeah, quite stoked about that.
It might look bizarre that we're going windsurfing in no wind, but actually if you think about it, when you stick your head out the side of a car, you have a lot of wind in your face and your hair's flying, there's a lot of power there. So we're actually using that wind.
The riders were excited and adjusted their gear to this specific discipline, as it was time for the first official tow-in event of the season in Vesoul, France. After the warm-up, it was time to get the eliminations underway, and the athletes battled each other with a little assistance from the jet ski.
To come to the middle of France, where I wasn't aware there was a windsurfing community, was super cool.
After the fans had met their idols, it was time for the finals. The 2022 Women's Freestyle Champion Maika Hooverman dominated the first ever women's towing competition. In the men's final, a lot of risks were being taken, leading to some big crashes. Foivos Supras and George Grizzly, both newcomers to the EFPT towing scene, made an incredible impression. After some disappointing results at the normal freestyle events this season though, it was Jentel Kers who absolutely dominated this event. With the first tow-in result in the bag, it was now time to focus on the all-new foil-style discipline in Vieste, Italy. Vieste, located in the beautiful Gargano National Park, is hosting the FPT for the third time in 2023. Last year also saw some of the riders trialling the foil-style discipline in this location. The potential was clear.
Foilstyle is windsurfing, except rather than the fin we have, we've got the foil. It's basically like an aeroplane wing, and it provides lifts the board out the water.
It's a great way for people to go on the water and train their normal freestyle routine in less wind.
The event kicked off with the men out on the water. The single elimination final was between Lennart Neubauer and Jentel Kers. And just as in the freestyle event before, it was Kers who took the win.
Super stoked to be the first winner of a Foilstyle event.
With light winds the following day, the riders headed to Vieste for a tow-in session that created some picture postcard images from this beautiful town. Unbridled joy on display here in the Bay, and a very well-earned day of fun in town for the crew. A beautiful sight. So, who are you going to send these postcards to? Finally, on the very last day of the event window, the wind kicked in and allowed riders to swap the foils for their fins. And there was just enough wind to secure a result in the women's fleet. Credit where credit is due. Well-deserved cheers for the winners here in Viest.
I'm really happy to win. It was great to sail against the girls. They put on a really great fight.
It was my first final and it was really nice to sail the final against Maaike.
Next, the riders were heading for Geneva in Switzerland. Overlooking Lac Le Mans, Geneva would host the European Freestyle Pro Tour Geneva Wind Festival. It would be the final event of the 2023 Tow-in and Foilstyle Championship Series. This means the official European champions would be decided here. The main discipline for the event is Foilstyle. On the first day, the riders headed out on the water in anticipation of the wind filling in. Unfortunately, the breeze never arrived, at least not enough to run the competition. But as the riders wobbled their way back to the beach, the water was getting glassy, and it was time for the first tow-in practice session. Some of the riders decided to stay on the foil, trying out this new hybrid of the sport. And with no wind in the forecast for a while, the focus fully shifted towards tow-in.
Well, with tow-in, we are facing the fact that we're going 2 or 3 times as fast as in normal normal windsurfing, so there's definitely more air time to it.
A very steep and powerful wave compared to other waves that we have on tour.
I really like the speed of it. In normal surfing you don't really go that fast, so it's quite scary, but it's really fun, yeah.
I'm here for the adrenaline, so I'm just a bit nervous.
In the tow-in discipline, riders are required to put a score in one of each of the categories. The categories focus on specific features of a move, so you have style, send, air, which is measured by the height of a trick, or combo, where riders have to link moves together. With practice done, it was now time for the qualification. Riders were soon filling in their score sheets, and it became apparent that there was a massive upset in the making. Jentel Kjærs, the event favourite, was knocked out after flying out of the straps on 2 of his moves.
Not really the best run. I was not used to the speed, but you know, that's what...
Unlike Kjærs, Maaike Hoeverman managed to hold her ground as tour leader and safely qualified into the final, where she'd face Lisa Cloyster. With Jentel Kjærs' elimination, it was now between Foivos Supras and George Grizzly, who both had good results in Vesoul earlier in the year. Foivos was on great form, but it looked like George Grizzly had the upper hand. In the women's class, it was Maaike Hoeverman who claimed the 2023 European Tow-in title, and in the men's, it went to George Grizzly.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. Yeah, super happy to win the overall title, my first international title.
With the tow event now over and without suitable wind for the foil style, one last prize giving had to be done for the winners of the 2023 Foil Style Championship.
I'm super stoked to win the first foil style European title.
And that closed down the 2023 European Freestyle Pro Tour in Geneva, the only title left to decide. And all of the riders were now on their way to Browersdam in the Netherlands. Welcome to the final event of the 2023 European Freestyle Pro Tour here in Browersdam.
Yeah, it's super nice to have finally have a competition here at the home spot Browersdam.
Yeah, it's nice to be sailing here in Browersdam. It's my local home spot.
I really love the sport. When I was smaller here, I was pretty often here.
Many legendary windsurfers call this place home, and it would now decide who the 2023 European Freestyle Champion would be. Coming into the event in pole position was Leigh Neubauer, but his opponents weren't shy of attacking in the dark Dutch Sea. What makes this location so special is that the riders can choose to sail outside the breakwater in the chop or inside the breakwater on flat water. And despite challenging conditions of wind and rain, the riders pushed on. Maaike Hoeverman had secured her title early on, but it was now between Leigh Neubauer and Steven van Broekhoven to decide who was going to be the men's European champion. With tricky conditions, it was a battle royale. Who would take it? Neubauer once again on top. What an ending to a spectacular season. We can't wait to see what 2024 brings.